Good day to you traders and welcome to this week's edition of Weekly Forex Forecast. As usual, we'll run through 49 assets or 49 charts including Forex pairs, indices, commodities, metals, cryptos and more. And we do this on weekends. We do Forex Forecast on weekends on this channel. Then Monday to Fridays on this channel, we upload daily trade setups or signals where we look out for a chart or an asset with the best possibility of a move. That is for 2. Then 3, in description and also in the comment of this video, there will be a timestamp for you to check out a specific asset that you are interested in down in the description and comment of this video. So you check that out and happy trading for this week. See you and bye bye. On euro dollar for this week, we are looking at the weekly chart right now. I see this as a long drawn out running flat, and right now they are dropping. I want to see a move equal in length with this to make this A, B, C, and then we will watch out for this up spike to start that will complete this A, B, C before more drops will come towards this low on the weekly. So if we zoom to daily on euro dollar, on the daily there is no divergence between this low and this low on the MACD, which means that more drops are incoming this week. After some correction, more drop will come through for us before that reversal we are looking for will start upside. So we want to watch out for that. If we zoom to the 4-hour time frame, we see they gave this attempt, they're attempting a flat structure here. After that flat, they are dropping, more corrections drop before reversal will come through. So we'll watch for more drops this week on euro dollar. On the 1 hour also, on pound dollar for this week, pound dollar is presently in this climb right now that we expected to start last week. It has started. We're looking at this as the A. We see this smaller A, B, C as the B wave. This is the B wave. So we're watching them spike upside towards this top to complete this correction sideways, and then we'll watch it drop down. So right now we're in this climb on pound dollar. We zoom to the 4-hour time frame. On the 4-hour time frame, they gave many opportunities for buy 1, 2, and now they are giving another. This buy opportunity, watch it. You can give us a flat here before this one more spike upside towards this trend line. So watch out for this buy this week on pound dollar and a possible retest of this top this week. So if we zoom to 1 hour time frame on pound dollar, we want to watch out for that right now. This spike upside either to go direct or it will tag this top, drop once more to make it flat. On Aussie dollar for this week, there are 2 ways of looking at Aussie dollar. One is that this is a flat structure right now, and it's attempting to retest this low before it will come back up with the buy momentum we are looking for. Or 2, that it has started this buy momentum with this up move, and that this correction and this correction make a running flat, and this was the last impulse downside. This is the beginning of the up move. So if we zoom to 4-hour time frame with that second option in mind, we'll then look at this as an A, B, C flat for the takeoff upside, or this can be making a smaller flat for the retest of this low before the reversal upside will start. So we want to watch for the possibility of this downside, or we'll wait out for a pending order that will trigger this buy upside for us this week. So if we zoom to 1 hour time frame on Aussie dollar this week, on the 1 hour time frame, we want to watch this. On New Zealand dollar for this week, New Zealand dollar gave this up spike earlier last week and presently is dropping back towards the downside. We expect that it's attempting to make a flat correction here and drop once more towards this low before bigger upside will come through. Or if this is the start of the upside, it will give us a running flat here to confirm that and continue up the up momentum. So if we zoom to 4-hour time frame on New Zealand dollar, we want to watch on the 4-hour. This looks like a complete buy up setup for the takeoff upside. If this is a buy, we want to watch for this buy opportunity this week on New Zealand dollar upside and possible correction and continuation this week. This is the trade watch out for if they are heading upside. If they are heading to the downside, we want to watch them drop more correctively, tag this low, and then reverse back upside to complete a flat for one more drop down. So if we zoom to 1 hour time frame New Zealand dollar this week, we'll watch On Aussie Swiss for this week, Aussie Swiss presently has been on this buy momentum upside for a while right now. So we want to watch them continue this climb a bit more between Monday and Tuesday. Then by Wednesday they should start correcting downside a bit before they resume the climb. So if we zoom to 4-hour time frame on Aussie Swiss, we see on the 4-hour time frame there are still two drops we are expecting. One is this drop. We expect that they will give us this drop, make this a running flat, resume the climb. Then two is this drop. We expect them to also drop down before they resume the buy momentum for us upside to give us this running flat structure too. These are the trades we expect this week. First, a drop down, a buy back to the top, and then a bigger drop down before a bigger buy will come through for us. These are the trades to watch out for this week on Aussie Swiss. So if we zoom to 1-hour time frame, I want to look out for first that sell opportunity to give us a. On dollar yen for this week, dollar yen has been stuck with this climb between these two stops for a while. Right now it's dropping. Want to watch them continue this drop down side towards this low, tag this low, complete this wave down before we see if they resume upside once more and then drop for us. First, we want to watch for this sales this week on dollar yen. So if we zoom to the 4-hour time frame, we see on the 4-hour time frame, first they gave this drop down and they corrected, they dropped here. There are two ways this can drop. This can spike back up here, give us a flat, irregular flat and drop here, or you can drop down here and spike back up, give us a running flat and drop. Either way, we expect more sales to come through this week on dollar yen. Sell setups are what we will look at for this week. Also on the 1 hour, we want to look at for those sell opportunities. Like on dollar CAD for this week, dollar CAD has been dropping for the past few days, and right now we want to watch. We expect this climb to tag this top. It has not tagged that top yet. There is still some space to go. So we want to believe they are attempting to give us an ABC flat here before they will tag that top and then start back this dropping for us to complete this sideways running flat. It's what to expect. One more spike up to tag this top. So we want to watch out for the completion of this sideways correction this week on dollar CAD before one more spike upside will come through for us. If we zoom to the 4-hour time frame on dollar CAD this week, we see on the 4-hour time frame that they've graded A, B, they are attempting with the C. After that C, we expect that they will drop more to the downside before they will start the buy momentum back up for the B wave. We still believe this is the A wave down. We watch them give B wave up and C wave down before they resume the buy momentum for us. So we want to watch out for those this week. On Euro Pound for this week, Euro Pound has been dropping. Right now it's correcting sideways. We'll watch how once they are through with this sideways, they will drop, tag this low, and then we expect them to reverse back upside to give us this A, B, C flat before one more drop will come through to the downside. So we want to watch for this drop and reversal back up. Between Monday and Tuesday, to tag this low and then reverse back by Wednesday, Thursday back towards this top for this week on Euro Pound. So if we zoom to the 4-hour time frame, on the 4-hour time frame, we see right now they are giving us this A, B, C flat structure for that drop to tag the daily low and then watch them reverse back up with the buy setup. So to watch out for this week on Euro Pound. If we zoom to the 1-hour time frame, we want to watch out for that as well. After this climb up, we watch them drop, climb back again, and then it was a set up downside to tag the daily low and then reverse back to head upside for us. On Euro Swiss for this week, Euro Swiss earlier last week tagged it went to its lowest point since 2016. Right now, I want to watch this week for them to collectively climb back upside. If not for a total reversal, at least a sideways correction upside before they resume the dropping. It's what we want to watch out for this week on Euro Swiss. So if we zoom to the 4-hour time frame, on the 4-hour time frame, they gave us this spike out, and right now they are correcting the spike up. After this correction, we expect them to continue the upside momentum throughout this coming week. So Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, we should watch for buy opportunities upside on Euro Swiss before they resume back the dropping. Zoom to 1-hour time frame on Euro Swiss, we want to watch out for that buy opportunity. They are giving us this flag right now. We want to watch them take off by Monday and Tuesday upside for us. So to watch out for this week on Euro Swiss buy setups. On Euro Yen for this week, Euro Yen has been dropping aggressively to the downside this week. We expect this drop to continue a bit more to the downside, and we're also aware of the possibility of the development of a running flat at any point here, and then continuation of the down momentum. So we want to watch out for more sales this week on Euro Yen. We zoom to the 4-hour time frame on Euro Yen. Want to watch at present, they've given us a flat structure here right now, so we expect them to drop down correctively, drop, and then we'll still watch for this possibility of this running flat before more sales will come through downside this week. If this correction will come this week, we'll watch for after 2 more drops before the correction will start upside to make this a running flat, and then to continue to drop downside on Euro Yen for this week. Resume to the 1-hour time frame. We want to watch for sales for now, Monday, Tuesday. On EURUSD for this week, EURUSD has been dropping downside aggressively throughout last week, so it started a sideways correction. We want to watch this correction for the possibility to give us this running flat this week before it will resume back downside towards this low. That's what we want to watch out for on EURUSD. So if we zoom to the 4-hour time frame on EURUSD, on the 4-hour right now, we watch this. At present, this looking like a flat for more drops to the downside, or this can be the start of this running flat structure before it will resume back the sell falls to the downside. So we want to watch out for either this drop down or completion of the running flat and more drops to come through on EURUSD. We zoom to 1-hour time frame. Also want to watch out for that, the possibility of this being the start of an upward spike that will give us this structure, and also the possibility of the drop down sales. We are interested on EURCAD for this week. EURCAD has been dropping down aggressively for the past 2 weeks. Right now, I want to watch them at any moment start a sideways correction before they resume this dropping downside. So what I want to watch out for this week. Correction upside on EURCAD is what to watch out for. If we zoom to 4-hour time frame on EURCAD, I want to watch at present on the 4-hour. They gave us this ABC flat structure and they are dropping. As you can see with the MACD, it's trying to turn back upside. Watch them start the corrective move upside this week. So between Monday and Tuesday, we should see that set up on EURCAD. If we zoom to 1-hour time frame on EURCAD for this week, we also want to watch out for that too as well. After this drop, more buy will come through for us. We want to watch out for that this week on EURCAD. After this drop down. On Euro New Zealand for this week, Euro New Zealand at present, earlier last week gave us this huge drop down. Right now it's correcting sideways here. Once they are through with this sideways move, we expect more drops to come through for us towards this low. And once it tags this low, we expect to see if it is making an ABC flat for more drops downside. So right now I want to watch out for this drop this week. If we zoom to the 4-hour time frame on Euro New Zealand, I want to watch out for this drop. At present, it is breaking this corrective climb right now. Watch, can see it was a flat here before it will drop for us towards this low and towards the bigger low. So I want to watch out for sales this week on Euro New Zealand. We also zoom to the 1-hour time frame on it. We'll still watch out for that too. Sell setups. Right now they are breaking through here. We'll watch them give us this drop down and correction for tagging the daily low before the reversal upside will start. So watch out. On pound Swiss for this week, pound Swiss earlier last week gave us this up spike, and right now we are looking at this as an ABC flat for one more drop downside. If that is not the case, there is the possibility of a corrective drop back down and one more spike up to make this ABC for the drop down will come through for us. So we want to watch out for that possibility this week. First, we'll expect a drop. So if we zoom to the 4-hour time frame on pound Swiss, right now on the 4-hour time frame, we want to watch for a correct at any moment. We watch for them to give us a setup back down to make this at least give us this first this running flat before we see if it will spike back up and then give us another sell down. We watch for this sell this week on pound Swiss. We zoom to the 1-hour time frame. I want to watch out for that opportunity. Right now, as you can see with the divergence between the tops on the MACD and the tops on the chart, it can give us a flat here, and On pound yen for this week, pound yen is presently in this sideways structure right now. ABC, that is a flat for now. So we want to watch them drop back down this week. Also, it's still possible for them to give us more sideways here. That will be equal in length with this here, and then drop to make this ABC flat for more drops. Both of them are possible. So if we zoom to the 4-hour time frame, we want to watch for sell opportunities, sell setups. As is on the 4-hour right now, this looks like a running flat structure, which means one more retest of this stop is likely before the reversal sales will come through for us. We're interested in sell setups on pound yen this week. Also, they can give us this flat structure here, one more retest up, and then sales will come through. So we want to watch out for that. If we zoom to the 1-hour time frame on pound yen this week, we'll watch this. This looks like A. This is heading for a top like B to give us C and take off to the upside. When on pound USD for this week, pound USD is presently it has given us a flat structure ABC here, close to the daily top. Right now, I want to watch first for them to drop back to this trend line before we see it to break through, correct, and drop more to the downside for us. So we're looking out for this setup on pound USD this week. So if we zoom to the 4-hour time frame, we want to watch out for the development of that setup on pound USD. It's what we watch out for this week. Setups on pound USD. On the 4-hour time frame, as we see right now, they corrected here, giving one more spike. They can give us a flat here, retest, head more to the upside. We'll still watch for the development of sell opportunities back downside. So we want to look out for that. If we zoom to the 1-hour time frame on pound USD, we'll still watch for reversal as we see with the divergence between the tops on the MACD and the tops on the charts. We're interested in the sales back down, sell setup is what we're looking for on pound USD. So watch out for on pound CAD for this week. Pound CAD has earlier given us this A wave correction upside, and right now it's dropping. So we want to watch for the development of sell setup this week back towards this low. But we'll see if it will give us a C to make this a sideways flat for one more drop to make this a BC on pound CAD this week. So we want to watch out for the sell opportunity back downside on pound CAD. So this week we'll watch for them to give us sell opportunity. They can retest this top and then give us sales back down. We're interested in sell out of this sideways structure. We're looking for sell setups on pound CAD back towards the daily low. So if we zoom to 1-hour time frame, I want to watch if this continues upside, we ignore this and then watch for it to reverse back and give us a setup downside. It's what to watch for this week on pound CAD. Sales is what you're interested in back to the daily low. So I want to watch out for those sales as they develop. On pound New Zealand for this week, pound New Zealand has been on this sideways correction for a while, giving us a flat structure. Right now I want to watch them drop back down towards this low to see if they are giving us this structure. So what we want to watch out for on pound New Zealand this week. It says opportunity. So if we zoom to 4-hour time frame on pound New Zealand, we want to watch for signs of reversal. Right now they are heading back towards the stop. If they give us buy, we ignore the buy and wait for them when they will give us sell back downside. We are interested in sell on pound New Zealand this week. We are looking out for sell opportunity. There's also the possibility of them giving us this structure before the big sell will come through. We'll watch out for this sell downside. So if we zoom to 1-hour time frame on pound New Zealand, we want to watch for sell opportunity. We ignore this climb back up. We wait for them to give us sell setup back towards the downside. So to watch out for this week. On Aussie Swiss for this week, Aussie Swiss as present is preparing for the big takeoff to the upside. They give us this A wave correction. They have been climbing back up collectively with B wave. We want to watch them drop for C wave, complete this flat, and then take off to the upside for us. This is the trade we watch out for this week. This climb back towards the stop. What we want to watch out for on Aussie Swiss. So we want to be on lookout for that buy after the completion of the flat. If we zoom to the 4-hour time frame on Aussie Swiss, on the 4-hour time frame, we see that they have been correcting upside. This correction has been telling us for a long time that they will soon drop back down towards this low. Complete this ABC. Once they complete that, they will take off for us to the upside. So we want to be lookout for this buy setup this week on Aussie Swiss. By Wednesday, Thursday, this buy setup to be ready. So we want to watch out for that. If we zoom to the 1-hour time frame on Aussie Swiss, we want to watch out for this. You can give one more spike upside before the sales will come through for us. On Aussie yen for this week, Aussie yen has been on this sideways ABC move for a while. Right now, I want to watch this correction, this C wave drop down towards this low and then take off for us to the upside. It's what we are watching to develop this week. So if we zoom to the 4-hour time frame on Aussie yen on the 4-hour right now, I want to watch them. Once they are through with this attempt at an ABC here, they will drop for us, tag this low and revert back upside to give us this structure. I want to watch for this drop at Monday, Tuesday, and then Wednesday, Thursday, they should give us this back upside on Aussie Swiss, on Aussie yen. So if we zoom to 1-hour time frame, we'll watch out for that as well. Completion of this flat, drop down, tag this low, and then the reversal upside is what we want to watch for this week. By Wednesday, Thursday, this buy should be ready for the taking. So you want to be on the lookout for that buy once they tag this low with the drop on Aussie yen. So what we want to watch out for. On Aussie CAD for this week, Aussie CAD at present is dropping slowly right now. I want to watch them drop towards this low, and then we'll see if it will give us complete this flat structure for this drop back down. And the possible retest of the daily low is what we are looking at after this flat is complete. We want to watch them retest the daily low before they will take off with buy setup upside for us. So if we zoom to 4-hour time frame on Aussie CAD, in the 4-hour time frame, we want to watch for that drop to continue. Right now, we see this AB, we will tell them to complete this flat and then drop more to the downside for us towards this low, and a possible flat 2 once more before you drop to retest the daily low will come through, and then buy upside will come for us. So right now, I want to watch Monday, Tuesday, this move to complete, and by Wednesday, they will start this climb back upside. So also on the 1-hour time frame on Aussie CAD, I want to watch out for a reversal upside here. On Aussie New Zealand for this week, Aussie New Zealand completed this expanding flat we are looking at last week, ABC for us, and right now I started the process of dropping. Right now I want to watch them complete whatever structure, flat structure they're making here, and drop down towards this low for us and possible retest of this daily low before they will come back upside with the big high momentum for us. Right now I want to watch for this sell on Aussie New Zealand. So if we zoom to the 4-hour time frame, we'll watch out for that. At present, they give us this correction upside with which you see as an A wave right now. So they are attempting to start the B wave down. We still expect them to give us C wave, complete the structure before the big drop will come through for us. So we'll be on the lookout for that. We zoom to the 1-hour time frame on Aussie New Zealand. Right now we are watching they are correctively dropping slowly, which tells us that a C is likely before the big drop will come for us. On Swiss yen for this week, Swiss yen has been on this sideways correction for a while. They give us this A wave up and they dropped last week, they dropped with B wave downside. So they can continue this dropping like that, or they'll give us a C wave upside to complete the flat before more drops will come through. So we want to watch out for the possibility of this climb for C wave or the continuation of the drop this week. So if we zoom to 4-hour time frame on Swiss yen this week, we want to watch first of all this climb. We'll watch for this climb that will make this a running flat and then potentially continue or an upside move completely back to this top to make it flat for more drops to the downside. Both are likely this week, so watch out for them. So on the 1-hour time frame on Swiss yen, we want to watch out for any sell series worth taking. They will watch out for any buy. On CAD yen for this week, CAD yen has been correcting this huge drop for the past 2 weeks. Right now I want to watch they can correct back to the trend line before they will drop back down for us, or they could start the dropping from here downside this week. So we want to look out for sell opportunity on CAD yen. So if we zoom to 4-hour time frame on the CAD yen on 4-hour time frame, we expect them to give us a sell setup, and this looks like a sell setup right now. This ABC structure, this looks like a sell for one more drop down. Once it drops down, we want to break this sell. We want to break even this sell because it can give us this spike up to make this ABC a flat of its own, and then from here to give us the sell back down, or this can be the start of the sell that will retest this low. So we want to keep this sell on CAD yen for this week. So if we zoom to the 1-hour time frame, we want to watch out for it once more. It's giving us this sell setup downside On CAD Swiss for this week, CAD Swiss has been on this aggressive climb back upside for the past 2 weeks. Right now and this week, we want to expect it to give us a correction before it will resume this climb upside. So if we zoom to the 4-hour time frame on CAD Swiss, we will watch out for signs of reversal on the CAD Swiss, and right now there's no divergence, which means this climb will continue a bit. We expect them to break down here before they resume this climb. This week between Monday and Tuesday, they should give us a correction here before they resume back the climb upside on CAD Swiss. So to watch out for. If we zoom to the 1-hour time frame, we also want to watch out on the 1 hour. There's the divergence that we're looking for between the tops on the chart and the tops on the MACD. So we want to watch. They can give this retest and then come back with sell setup for the correction for us this week. This is what we want to watch out for: sales on CAD Swiss. So we'll be on the lookout for those today and this week. Sales on New Zealand Swiss for this week. New Zealand Swiss at present gave us what looks like a flat structure here. So we expect it to drop back down towards this low. So what to expect for New Zealand Swiss. So if we zoom to the 4-hour time frame, we look at on the 4-hour time frame, we see that they dropped, they corrected back up, they dropped, they are correcting once more. This looks like a small flat for the drops that are to come back towards this low. Look at the sales we watch out for this week. Sales back to the low. So if we zoom to 1-hour time frame, we want to watch out for those sales. Sell opportunities is what to watch out for, especially the break of this trend down. Want to watch out for sales back down towards the daily low. These are the moves we want to watch out for this week on New Zealand Swiss. Sales. So look out for them as they develop between Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday to the downside with sales. On New Zealand yen for this week, earlier last week, New Zealand yen gave us a flat structure and has been dropping. So we want to watch for the continuation of the dropping downside after this correction. We expect more drops to come through this week. So if we zoom to the 4-hour time frame, on the 4-hour time frame, we see they gave this A, B, C flat and they are dropping. They corrected it, they are dropping. Watch for one more correction now before they will drop down for us towards the daily low. So we want to watch out for these sales that will hit the daily low for us. On the 1-hour time frame, right now on the 1 hour, we saw they gave, after this drop, they gave a big side ABC correction and they are dropping slowly. This slow drop means another up correction is inbound that will make this ABC flat for more drops to come. So we want to watch out for this week on New Zealand Swiss. New Zealand yen sales, more sales to come. On New Zealand CAD for this week, New Zealand CAD has been dropping. They gave us this running flat structure last week and continued the drop. So expect them to drop more this week. Via corrections, they will drop more on New Zealand CAD. So if we zoom to the 4-hour time frame, we want to watch at present. They give us this correction upside and dropped. We watch the possibility of a repeat here, and then more drops to come through this week on New Zealand CAD for the drop to the downside. So to watch out for. If we zoom to 1-hour time frame on New Zealand CAD, we also want to watch out for that. They are already developing that here right now. You can give us this spike once more upside and then drop to the downside. So I want to look out for this move this week on New Zealand CAD. More sales are incoming downside for us this week. On gold for this week, gold throughout last week has been correcting upside. Right now I want to watch them drop down towards this low to complete this B wave. We saw them give us this A wave. Now we expect them to complete the B, give us one more spike up for the C, and then drop more to the downside before they resume this climb back upside. So if we zoom to the 4-hour time frame on gold, on the 4 hour we expect gold to at least drop back to this trend line and a possible retest of this top before the bigger sales will come to complete this B wave A, B, C, the B wave, and then we'll watch them give us C climb to make this A, B, C for the drop to the downside. So what we want to watch out for. So if we zoom to the 1 hour time frame on gold, on the 1 hour we are looking for sell opportunity on gold back down. At least this trend line, a possible breakdown, can reverse back up and then come back. On silver for this week, silver throughout last week was in correction as it was this A, B, C last week. So this week we expected to drop down to make this A, B, C for us. First, before we see if they will give us this bigger A, B, C for more drops to come through to the downside, and then they will take off, having completed this A, B, C, take off for us to the upside. So if we zoom to 4-hour time frame on silver, we want to watch them as they develop this, complete this correction for more drops to come through on silver. Expect them to complete this A, B, C at any moment right now and then drop for us. Lose this drop we are watching out for sell on silver. Something similar in length with this move is what we expect to occur this week on silver sales. So watch for sales this week on silver as we zoom to the 1-hour time frame to look out for that opportunity to get in on sales. This can be the start of the drop down for us with it. On palladium for this week, palladium has been throughout last week they corrected upside. This week we want to expect them to drop down. As we see this as the impulse down, we see this as the A wave. Expect them to complete this A, B, C, B wave and then one more spike outside for A, B, C of the correction and then drop down for us to continue the dropping for us. Is what to expect on palladium this week. So we zoom to 4-hour time frame, we watch for sell opportunity on palladium. We are looking for sales and right now they broke through the trend and they are correcting right now on the 4 hours. So we'll see if they will give us one more drop downside and a possible reversal up is still likely to make this A, this the B and this the C for more drops to come through for us. We zoom to the 1 hour on palladium. We'll see, watch out for this a possible breakout here for sales downside. Is what to watch out for on palladium. We get here, want to break even this trade as this. On platinum for this week, throughout last week, platinum was busy correcting sideways. Right now, I want to watch them drop as we expected they are making this ABC and a possible climb to make this ABC before more drops will come through for us. On platinum is what to expect sales to come through. So if we zoom to 4-hour time frame on platinum, on the 4-hour time frame, we want to watch this drop right now. We expect it to drop more as we see this as the drop A wave, see this ABC as a correction and want one more drop downside before they will give us this move up here for more to continuation of the structure. So right now we're watching for this drop this week on platinum. We zoom to 1-hour time frame. We want to watch out for that. As present, they are giving us the correction here. Once they are through with this correction, we want to get in on this trade back down towards this low and a break beyond the low. That's what we expect from platinum this week. Sales. On copper for this week, copper is still on this climb correction right now. They give us this impulse upside A. Let's call this impulse and they have dropped with A, climb up with B. We expect it to drop once more, complete this correction, running flat, and then resume back the climb for us. Is what to expect. So by Monday, Tuesday, they should complete this correction, and Wednesday they should take up to the upside on copper. So if we zoom to the 4-hour time frame on copper, we want to watch them complete that with a drop. We expect them to complete this correction with a drop down to tag this low by Monday, Tuesday before they will reverse up for us Wednesday, Thursday, Friday with the buy upside. Is what to expect from copper. We zoom to the 1-hour time frame. We also want to watch out for that sell opportunity. They are giving that sell right now. Once they are through with this, they will drop for us sales back to this low. So we want to watch out for these sales by Monday, Tuesday on copper before they resume. On US crude oil for this week, last week they began the climb back upside, and this week we expect them to continue that climb upside for us. After a correction, we expect them to continue to climb up this week on US crude oil. So if we zoom to the 4-hour time frame, you see that on US crude oil on the 4-hour time frame, this they climbed, they corrected, they resumed the climb. Right now, watch them correct deep and more buys to the upside. They develop after this correction by Monday, Tuesday. Wednesday should start the up momentum for us on US crude oil. So we want to watch out for that. By Wednesday, if we zoom to 1-hour time frame on US crude oil, we want to watch as well the completion of this structure. They will drop a bit here and then resume the climb for us. So we want to watch out for this sell by Monday, Tuesday. Wednesday they will head back to the upside for us. On UK Brent oil for this week, throughout last week, UK oil was heading up, was in the buy momentum, and this week we expect them to resume the buy upside on Brent. So if we zoom to 4-hour time frame, we see on the 4-hour time frame they corrected back to a bit, resume the climb. This week we expect them by Monday to drop back to this trend line, and Tuesday they resume the buy momentum upside to complete this running flat structure, and then the buy will come through for us before a deeper one will come by Friday, Thursday, sideways correction before continuation of the buy momentum. Resume to the 1-hour time frame. We want to watch out for that, a drop back down to this trend line, take off Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday they will start a bigger correction down, and next week they will still be heading upside with buy momentum. This is what we want to watch out for this week on UK Brent oil. On natural gas for this week, natural gas last week started a climb for the C wave. Right now we expect them this week, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, to resume the climb. As we saw this as the A wave, we saw this as the B. We expect them to complete this C correction, and then they give us one more drop down to retest the weekly low, and then they will give us a buy, a bigger buy for the upside on natural gas. Is what we want to watch out for this week. So if we zoom to 4-hour time frame, we expect them to resume this climb this week, resume, retest this top, drop back down, make it a running flat, and head upside to tag this top. Once they tag that top, we want to watch by Friday or Thursday for them to give us a back down this week. So we want to watch out for that as it develops this week. We zoom to the 1-hour time frame on natural gas. We expect this is already giving us a buy opportunity to retest this top and then give us a. On dollar index for this week, dollar index has been on this aggressive buy momentum upside. We want to watch them correct a bit before they resume the retest of this top that they are heading for. This week we want to watch them correct and resume this climb upside. So if we zoom to the 4-hour time frame on dollar index, we want to watch them for signs of correction on dollar index this week. We want to look out for a possible break of this trend line for the start of the correction a bit to the downside. Is what to watch out for. We want to watch them correct a bit here down before they resume back the climb this week to the upside. So we want to look out for that as we zoom to the 1-hour time frame on dollar index. We will watch them drop a bit down with set up for correction before they resume the climb upside. So we want to watch out for that this week on dollar index. A correction and resumption of the buy momentum is what to watch out for this week. On US 30 Dow Jones for this week, throughout last week they were in this buy momentum. Right now we are seeing this as a wave correction, see this as the impulse, and we are looking at this as A, B, C correction, and one more climb will come through for us before the big drop we have been expecting will start downside. So right now I want to watch for C wave down on US 30. If we zoom to the 4-hour time frame, we want to watch for sell opportunity. Right now we are watching to see if this is a flat for more drops to come through for us to make this C wave back to this low before they resume the buy momentum upside. So we want to watch out for that. If we zoom to the 1-hour time frame on Dow Jones as well, we watch this climb up, complete this flat, and then we expect them to drop more to the downside for us on US 30 this week. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, we expect them to drop back down on Dow. On US 500 S&P for this week, throughout last week they were in this buy momentum. Right now you see this as a wave. We see all this as climb upside. This is the proper correction of this climb A. They have headed up. They have completed this retest with B. We expect them to drop back down, complete this C, and then resume the buy momentum for us towards the top before the big correction we expect will come through for us. Right now we are watching for this sell on US 500. If we zoom to the 4-hour time frame, we want to watch with this opportunity. After this retest, they will give us a sell opportunity downside. We are looking for that sell. We also zoom to the 1-hour time frame on US 500. We are watching for sell opportunity. So after this up climb, we expect them they will come back down with sell opportunity for us, and that is what we are looking for, sell to the downside on US 500 S&P for this week. Watch for sales. On US 100 Nasdaq for this week, we are watching at any moment for them to start dropping for us. We expect them to drop, make this a running flat, and then resume the buy momentum. This week, we expect these sales to come through for us on US 100 Nasdaq. So if we zoom to the 4-hour time frame, we want to watch for turn opportunity. They give the attempt here 1, 2, and they are attempting it once again 3 here. We expect them to retest this top and come back with sell opportunity for us this week to sell down. So to expect before they resume the buy momentum by Wednesday, Thursday. We expect Monday, Tuesday they will give us sales, correct this climb before they resume back climbing upside for us. Resume to the 1-hour time frame on US 100 Nasdaq. We want to watch this will spike up and come back with sell opportunity. We are interested in that sell back down on US 100. So we want to look out for those that will develop this week. On Euro 50 for this week, Euro 50 gave us this A wave correction and they've given B correction upside. Right now, I want to watch them at any moment to give us C correction down. Complete this running flat before they resume the climb upside. So this week, we want to watch out for this drop on Euro 50. So if we zoom to the 4-hour time frame, we'll watch for sell opportunities. Right now, this looks like a buy for one more retest. Then we'll watch them return with a sell setup downside for us to give us opportunity to get into the sell for this C wave. Complete this running flat structure and then buy momentum upside will come through. So Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday we expect sales. Thursday, Friday buy back up on Euro 50. So if we zoom to 1-hour time frame also, we will look out for that. First a retest of this top and then they'll come back for us with sell setup downside. So I want to look out for those this week. Sales on Euro 50. On German 30 DAX for this week, we expect that they are on the daily, they give us this drop, A wave down, they give us B wave up. Right now, I want to watch C wave to complete this running flat before they resume this structure upside. So if we zoom to the 4-hour time frame, we want to watch out for that sell on the C wave. We'll watch for sales this week. After this retest, they will come back with sell opportunity for us this week on German DAX. We expect them to come attack this low by Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday with sales. Then Thursday, Friday, they resume back the buy upside. Also zoom to 1-hour time frame on German 30 this week. We want to watch for sell opportunity. After this retest, they will come back for us with sell back down. I'm interested in the sales this week on German 30 DAX. Sell opportunities are what to watch out for after the retest of this top on German DAX. On UK 100 index for this week, at present, we expect them that this climb was heading towards this top, but they've been correcting here. Right now, I want to look at this as an expanding flat. We expect them to resume back the climb upside towards this low this week. We expect them to turn at any moment and give us buy opportunities upside back on UK 100. So if we zoom to the 4-hour time frame, I want to watch this correction here. We expect them to correct a bit more, drop once more, and then take off back to the upside with buy opportunities. So we want to watch out for this climb this week. By Monday, they should give us this drop. Wednesday, this buy will resume back up on UK 100. So if we zoom to 1-hour time frame, on the 1-hour time frame, we see the divergence between these lows and these lows, which tells us that at any moment, once they are through with this drop. On Japan 225 Nikkei for this week, they've been dropping and we expect them to drop more via corrections downside, as we see both of these as running flat structure. So we expect more sales to come through this week on Nikkei. So if we zoom to 4-hour time frame, we want to watch as they develop more sell setups for us on Japan 225 this week. We expect them to continue with sales to the downside, as we are looking at this as a potential flat structure. Once they are through with this flat, we expect them to drop more for us with sales downside on Nikkei. We also zoom to the 1-hour time frame. I want to watch them give us sell opportunity. Once they complete this running flat, they give us sales. So I want to watch out for them as they develop this week on Nikkei. Sales to the downside. So what I'm watching out for on Japan 225 Nikkei this week. As we draw. On India 50 Nifty for this week, we expect them, they started dropping and we expect the drop to continue via corrections this week. Sales downside towards this low. So to expect from India 54, we see if they are making a big flat here for more drops to come through to the downside. So if we zoom to 4-hour time frame on India 50, we want to watch them give us sell opportunity at any moment. They'll give us sell opportunity. Watch out for them and want to be in sales for Nifty this week back towards this low. These are the set trades to watch out for this week on Nifty. Sales. Reason to the 1-hour time frame. Also want to watch out for these sales too. They give us this spike upside. They've been dropping. They'll give us complete this running flat for us. Drop down more with sales for us. So want to watch out for these sales on India 50 Nifty for this week. So I'm looking out for sales as it develops this week. So we want to watch out for that. On Bitcoin for this week, Bitcoin throughout last week has been dropping after getting to this high 10,400. Right now they've been dropping. Watch them continue their drop back to this trend line and the possible retest of the stock to make this a running flat structure for us. And this is the A, B, C. Then watch them give a big correction for the resumption of the buy momentum. So if we zoom to the 4-hour time frame on Bitcoin, we want to watch them give us this. They give this spike up. We expect them to drop down here, give us flat structure, and then drop to this trend line, then reverse back upside. It's what to expect out of this structure. So we want to watch for this buy. By Wednesday, Thursday, they should give us this buy. So if we zoom to the 1-hour time frame on Bitcoin, on the 1 hour, we want to watch them. They give this spike upside and they give A wave. They've been dropping for B. Once they tag this on Ethereum for this week, last week Ethereum gave us this spike upside and they have started dropping also last week. So this week we want to expect them complete this correction and drop more downside for us. Before they resume this climb, we expect they are making a running flat here. Then they will take off more to the upside. So we want to watch out for that. If we zoom to the 4-hour time frame on Ethereum, on the 4-hour they give us this drop down and they are attempting to give us a flat structure here. Once they are through with this flat, we expect them to drop back down to this trend line and before they reverse back up with B, drop for C, resume the climb for us. This is what we expect is developing on Ethereum. So if we zoom to 1-hour time frame on Ethereum, we want to watch them drop and reverse back up, complete this flat, give us one more drop down here before they resume back the climb upside. So we want to watch out for these drops by Monday, Tuesday, and then by Wednesday, Thursday they should be giving us this. On Litecoin for this week, Litecoin has been dropping for the past 2 days and we expect them to resume this dropping downside as we expect they're making the move similar in length with this to make this a running flat for us, and they give us one more retest of this top before the big correction downside will start for us. So we want to watch this give us a setup downside this week on Litecoin. So if we zoom to the 4-hour time frame, we want to watch out for that sell opportunity back to the downside on the 4-hour on Litecoin. So we want to watch it give us sell opportunity on Litecoin. As we see right now, they are giving us this attempt at an ABC flat structure here for more drops to the downside to come through. So we want to watch out for those. Resume to the 1-hour time frame. We'll watch them give us complete this flat, give us one more drop down and potentially start back by upside on Litecoin. On EOS for this week, EOS has been on this aggressive drop this week and we expect that to continue. After correction this week, we resume the dropping back downside. It is dropping to make an ABC correction here for it to resume back this climb upside. So if we zoom to the 4-hour time frame on EOS, we want to watch at present. They gave this correction back to this trend line and dropped. Right now we expect them to correct a bit, make it a running flat and resume the drop to the downside with sales this week. Expect more sales to control in EOS before they resume the climb. Expect an ABC down before the upside will resume back on EOS. So if we zoom to 1-hour time frame, also want to watch at any moment from now they will start this correction upside to complete this running flat and drop for us with sales set up to the downside. So want to watch On Ripple for this week, Ripple last week they gave us this up spike. This week they are dropping back down. So right, we want to watch them correct here, drop more to the downside before they resume this buy momentum to a buy setup first. Watch them make ABC and then resume the buy. Resume to the 4-hour time frame on Ripple for this week. We want to watch at present they are in this. They give us this up spike. They are dropping. We expect them to climb once more, then drop down here before they resume back by upside. This is what we want to expect this week on Ripple. So for season to the 1-hour time frame, we want to watch them give us this flat, one more drop and then take off to the upside for this week. So that will be it for this week on weekly forex forecast. So have a nice trading week and see you next week. Bye bye. Take care. Have a profitable week.